What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures, and welcome to another week of the Losing It podcast. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach, and this is the safe place, honey, where we discuss all things emotional eating, binge eating, weight loss, and how to get a whole bunch of the latter without any of the former. So, my darlings, this week we are diving right on in. Considering we are halfway through December, we are looking at how to become completely unrecognizable in 2025. I mean, this is going to be the episode for note-taking. You want to be grabbing a pen and paper or playing this on autoplay, because I am going to share with you the precise steps that I have taken this year to help completely transform my life 180 from still having, I haven't had any major episodes with the binge eating, not for many years, and emotional eating. They haven't been as predominant as they were in the past. And I absolutely can give these tips all the credit. So now I'm about to, that we don't gatekeep around here, honey. So now I'm about to spill the beans and spill the tea and share it all with you. So I'm gonna start quickly because we like to keep these short and sweet, and we're going to start with the most important area first, which you're thinking, oh my God, this is for sure the food now. She's going to tell me exactly what to eat. No. I said we're going to start with the most important area. We'll get to the food, don't worry about it. But we're starting with the most important area, your mind. You need to become the boss of your brain, my darling. This is just the fact. You need to fire your inner drama queen. She has been running the show for so long, it's embarrassing that you are still paying her to be the director, quite frankly. You need to boot her off of the stage. She no longer has place in production, and it is time for you to hire a cheerleader to be the director of your life. And what better cheerleader than you to tell yourself every day, yeah, you are amazing, you are incredible, you can do this. I shared this exercise. This is not what I was going to say at all, but here we go. I shared this exercise with some of my private clients yesterday, and they loved it. And I thought, oh, this was really cool. So it's called, I don't know, I think I just gave it a name, like positive. I think I just called it positive spiraling, because, very often we get really hyped up. We're like, this isn't going to work for me. We jump on the scale. We see a number we don't like. We've had a binge. We wish that we didn't. Like, maybe there was even a binging and purging, or it's just a full-on emotional eating. And it's like, this is never going to work for me. I'm never going to lose the weight that I want to lose. And then we start spiraling. We're like, well, oh my God, like it's not going to work. I need to try another diet because this diet didn't work. And what if it never works for me and I never ever end up with the love of my life, or I can't hold on to my marriage, or my kids don't respect me and I can't keep my job, and then I'm going to lose my job, and then I'm going to lose all my money, and now I'm going to lose my house, and all because you saw a number on the scale that you didn't like. We're making major life decisions now because a number popped up on the bathroom scale. So I said, what if we do some positive spiraling instead of negative spiraling? What if you get up in the morning and you still see a number on the scale that you don't like, but this time you're like, oh, honey, this just shows me how much more determined I am. And what if the next time I get on the scale, it's even better and it's even lower, and the number is just getting more and more easier to reach my ideal weight? And what if today just turns out to be the most incredible day of my life, and actually I find it really, really easy to make food choices that I love? And how would that feel? Oh my God, that would be so incredible. And what if by the time I get to work, I've already burned like 500 calories just because my body is such an efficient fucking calorie burning incinerator? What if we start talking to ourselves like this and become the boss of your brain? Let's just fire the inner drama queen. That is somebody, I eliminated her role in my life earlier this year, and it has been really, really helpful. She tries to show up from time to time, but I've got security on the gate now, so she can just fuck right off. On top of that, you want to be adopting a me first mindset. So first of all, we're firing the inner drama queen. Secondly, you got to adopt a me first mindset. Another one of my private clients, she's absolutely gorgeous, but she's really struggled initially with feeling very selfish about putting herself first and doing her workouts and that sort of thing. It took her years to be able to really grasp and become okay with the fact that when she wins, everybody wins. And that's another little mantra that I live by as well, that when I win, everybody wins. So when I hit my daily markers and I meet all the parameters that I set for myself, when I win, everybody wins. Because when mama is in a good mood, then everybody ends up in a good mood. You know, ladies with children, you know I don't have to tell you twice. So you want to adopt a me first mindset because nobody else, I don't care how great AI gets, you can't as of yet program it to get up in the morning and do the stretching and the visualization and the positive affirmations and visualizing your dream life. It can't do that for you yet. I'm waiting. Google, I'm fucking waiting. But until then, we are the ones that have to get up, do the 4:30 or the 5 a.m. or the 6 a.m. wake up. Do the stretching, do the visualization, do the meditation, whatever works for you. It is your fucking responsibility. Nobody else is going to step into those shoes. And quite frankly, you don't even want anybody else in your glittery heels. Nobody else has, please. Nobody deserves to stand in your beautiful glittery heels. Nobody. You can tell, like I saw Wicked recently, so everything now is about glittery ruby red heels. Honey, nobody, not me, not the hottest influencer on Insta, nobody is good enough to stand in your heels. They belong to you and you are the one who determines what you want your future to look like. So that's the first two steps. The next one that you're going to do is to turn the pitiful thinking that so many of us engage in, like, why me? Why can't I lose weight? Why can't I control myself around food? Why can't I say no to chocolate cake? Why did I eat so much of the fries and the burger? Why? Like, it's just listening to, as I hear my own voice now, I want to vomit. Like, it's pitiful. It's disgusting. I am tired of hearing it. So if you're tired of hearing it too, it's time to flip that script. We're turning why me into try me. Oh, you want to take me on? Try me. You think that I'm going to be tempted by this stupid fucking Christmas turkey that you're shoving under my nose? Please. I know who I am. I know what I'm here for. I know that I deserve better than a half-assed effort. And listen, I will just put a pause on here, hit the pause button and say, there is nothing wrong with enjoying your beautiful turkey and all the incredible things at Christmas time. I intend to. I know I'm going to have beautiful meals and the celebrations are starting now. I've got 2 functions this week. I know there's going to be lots of beautiful food there. I'm not going to make a piggy of myself because I can have beautiful food anytime I want. And if you're listening to this podcast, you are also lucky enough to be able to access beautiful food anytime you want. But don't sprinkle fucking magical pixie dust over certain foods, like particular Christmas foods, and say, it's just once a year. I can only have it now. If I don't have it now, I will never get it again. Yes, you fucking will. You'll get it next year and the year after that and the year after that. And quite frankly, if you had it every single day of the week, you wouldn't even enjoy it like you do now. So it's a blessing. You know, I said we're going to flip the script. It's a blessing that these things are only out once a year. You don't need them every day of the year. So on top of that, we're going to flip and turn why me into try me. And I know a lot of you know the situation that I've had with the female that's been harassing me for years now. Like, it's spooky. This individual who has been doing this to me for such a long time, and I finally put my foot down and set some really, really, really unbreakable boundaries, let me just say, and they no longer have the legal right to come near me. And it just about broke me to do that, but I knew I had to do it for my own mental and emotional health. Now, this is your situation with food might not be quite as dire as that, but I will say this, there is no pumpkin pie or fruit mince tart, or there is no turkey and gravy that is so earth-shatteringly, orgasmically delicious that you need to overeat on it until you feel bad about yourself, because the price of overeating is you feeling like a piece of shit. And there is nothing in this world, certainly no amount of food, that is worth you feeling bad about yourself. You deserve to feel magical and sparkly all the time, every day, about every fucking decision that you make. So just make sure that you feel really, really good about the choices that you make. And you know, with my eating codes, if you haven't got the free course yet, head on over to kyliepax.com/free course. That is where you're going to find the 5 eating codes that I use to lose 20 kilos, and I share them completely free. They're also going to be repackaged and re-delivered come the new year in an even better way, because the first eating code that we all abide by is eat when you're hungry, but don't eat when you're not, which also includes during the holiday season. So again, I don't care how fancy you think these little treats and snacks and things are, because FYI, treats are for dogs, but I don't care how delicious and amazing you think they are and what your brain is telling you. If you're not hungry, you don't eat. Of course, the second eating code is to follow your plan and not your mood. We make a plan every day and we're like, this is what I'm going to be eating today. I'm going to have the turkey, but I'm only going to eat an amount that I feel really good about, because that's the third eating code, which is to stop eating at 80% full. The fourth eating code is, of course, your feelings don't get to vote, which means we are not doing the emotional eating. We're just not, especially when you're feeling tired or premenstrual or sad or mad or even fucking glad. We are not overeating just because our emotions are in a mood, right? We're not doing that just because they're feeling some type of way. And then the fifth eating code is to act like the person you want to become, which is every strategy that I'm sharing with you today. So we're turning why me into try me. And then the next thing that we are doing is committing to this entire process like the damn boss that you are. You don't try to transform your life. You just decide what it is that you want to change and then you do it. That's it. There's no should I or shouldn't I. There's no I won today and then I failed today. Like, no. It's all you consistently stepping through the journey. That's what it is. The next area that we're going to be looking at is, of course, your diet, which is, I know what you're all waiting for, because we're going to start planning like a pro and eating like a queen. I want you to seriously start planning your meals, which is what I talk about with eating code number 2. We're going to follow your plan and not your mood. Plan your meals like you're the star of a fucking cooking show. Like, you know, what do I say? Who's a cooking star? I don't really know. What is that angry guy that swears all the time? Gordon Ramsay? Or Nigella? I can't think of someone. You're not going to like find them scoffing some disgusting like skanky stale chips straight from the bag. That is not how they roll. They are planning their beautiful food that they love, and then they are, well, we don't know if they are or not, but certainly in my world, we stick to the damn plan, because you don't need to have an all or nothing attitude. Life isn't black or white. It's like, I don't know, sexy avocado green and a hummus kind of beige. It's fine. It's fine to have your moments where you do decide to put certain foods that you really, really love. You want some chips? Fine. Put them on the plan. That's a great thing. I encourage all the girls in my F the Skull program to do that. I'm just saying, when you do it, still make sure that you eat an amount that you feel good about. The other thing that I did start doing this throughout this year is to really focus very heavily on hydration, and also making sure that I have snacks around me all the time that I feel really good about, because I would rather have like a little stash of emergency almonds than an emergency Uber Eats delivery. But the main thing that made the biggest impact on my diet this year was really noticing my triggers. Now, this is very, very personal, so I can only really share mine because it's going to be different for everybody. But I know that if I'm watching Netflix every night without fail, I crave junk food. It's just now become a ritual in my head. My brain knows when we sit down to eat at the end of the night in front of the TV, I eat because I have my dinner and that's how it rolls out. But after that, if I sit there just watching whatever I'm streaming at the time without continuing with little snackies, I feel like ants in my pants, uncomfortable. I feel just weird and horrible and I hate it. And my brain just goes, you should get up and eat, because there's like an underlying sort of belief there that if I'm not eating, then I should get busy doing something else, because, you know, I need to be productive. That's how I was raised. My dad used to come find me if I was lying down and resting, and he would like barge into the room and be like, stop being so lazy. Bless his heart. I mean, he's fabulous and he's wonderful, but he was a highly productive person. And all I was doing was lying down and getting some damn rest. My body was tired. I wanted rest. No, you can't do that. So my brain says, well, if you're not eating, then you have no excuse to be sitting here. So you need to get up and start doing shit. And that is exactly as women how we are now. You've got kids to look after. You've got dishes to do. You've got a kitchen to clean up or a washing that needs putting away. Your brain is like, if you have finished your meal, you better get your ass up and start doing something. You're like, oh, well, then I'm not finished my meal. And we keep eating or overeating just to extend the rest period. No, honey, that ends now. All of that is not going to make you unrecognizable. We're going to ditch all of that. And then secondly, I really started trusting my body on an even greater level this year. You've got to think your body is so much smarter than you. I've worked with women who have been like, what should I eat and exactly how much should I eat? How many calories? Look, please, this is all the rage at the moment. Get your macros exactly right and you can force your body to lose weight. Sure, maybe you can, but do you want to force somebody to do anything and think they're not going to retaliate? How often have you forced your child to do something and they get around in a shitty mood for the next day and it makes your life hell? No, your body, you don't want it to be like a little nasty rebellious child. You want to treat your body with the respect that it has. Do you need to tell it to control your heartbeat, make your liver function, tell your kidneys to do its flushing thing? No, you don't. It knows what the fuck it's doing. Just follow my 5 eating codes. You don't eat if you're not hungry. You make your plan for the day and then you stick with it. You stop eating at 80% full. You don't engage in the emotional eating. And then when all else fails, babe, it is time for you to start acting like the person you want to become. So that's going to look like paying attention to your nutrition and your physical health, which is something that I've always been very heavily involved in, but I started doing it to an extra degree this year. I started lifting heavy shit, right? I don't love it. I actually hate it, but I know that it helps increase my confidence because, you know, squats aren't for just glutes. Squats are for amazing things. They help increase your stamina, your self-belief, and yes, your self-identity. So I made sure that I sweated just a little bit every day, whether that looked like taking Molly for a walk or doing a full gym workout or Pilates, whatever it is. And I have also started really prioritizing sleep to a much higher degree because nobody is out there slaying their goals on like 4 or 5 hours of shut-eye. It's just not happening. The other thing that's very, very important is to make sure that you ditch the diet mentality. You're not on or off of a program. You're just living your best life one meal at a time, one decision at a time. Sometimes we nail it, sometimes we completely fuck it up, but every single second is a chance for a do-over. Finally, the last thing that I really have started focusing on this year, and it has completely changed my self-concept and how I see myself, how I conduct myself, and the results that I get in all areas of my life, including my eating, my weight loss, and emotional eating, binge eating, overeating, all the things, is to focus on my relationship with myself. I knew that I had to become the love of my own damn life. I'd always been fine on my own. I'm not a person that needs a partner, but I've always had very big issues with setting boundaries with people. Like, I can't. So this year I really set strong boundaries with people, yes, but also with snacks and that little voice in your head. You have to know it is not the boss of you. You are the boss of it. I've also started dressing like the bombshell that I am. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care if they say those clothes are too young for you, that looks frumpy, or that's too revealing. Who gives a shit? It is time for you to step into who you know you are, who you feel good about being, and be that version of yourself. And that's going to look like you investing a bit of time in yourself. Time, money, energy, all of it is worth it. The other and final thing I will say that's so important, there's 2 things really, is saying no to everybody and everything that does not align with your goals. You have to fall in love with the process because becoming unrecognizable isn't a sprint. It's a messy, crazy marathon. But at the end of it, the sort of wake up moment for me, and this is what I want to share with you and I hope that this helps you as well, is that one day you're going to have to look in the mirror and really decide that either you do the thing that you know you want to do, focus on the weight loss, really deal with the emotional eating, get the coaching that you need to get, stop the binge eating, whatever it is. You either do that thing or you admit really that you just came here to live a life of complete bullshit because there is no in between. My darlings, as always, if you want to know more and get my personal support and help on the daily, you need to hop inside of F the Scale. Come and join us over at kyliepax.com/F the Scale, or just hit the link in the show notes. Until next week, my darlings, I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. And please do remember, the only person who has the power to change your life is you. Take these steps. If you implement even just 1 or 2 of them, you will notice a phenomenal change in the coming weeks. And when you do, That's when you really know you've got what it takes. I'm sending you love. I'll see you again next week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and join me inside of F the Scale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.